Geordie heartbreak and your exit in the FA Youth Cup. What's your initial thoughts on that?
A little bit of disappointment, also very proud at the same time. Obviously disappointing to depart the FA Youth Cup and the defeat on the night, but also there's lots to be proud of across the whole journey, and actually how they pushed on in the second half, and also how many supporters and the effect that we've had on the town. So some real positives all round.
Let's talk about being a proud manager. Do you feel your team left it out all in there in that competition, looking for a space in the semi-final?
Yeah, we spoke at half-time about not coming in at full time with any regrets and trying to just give it everything, and I don't think we can argue with that. I think we give it absolutely everything. The impact players that come on made a difference in the game. We had two moments where we're through on goal, with one with Jax and one with Miles. We had a moment where Fletch is sort of like away, and then the ref doesn't really give it, and we have a few balls come in the box. We have a couple of corners. We just couldn't get that that little bit of quality to get the goal in the end. But so proud of how we've done in this tournament, and also how we haven't left anything out there. We've given everything to try and get back into the game, but just fell short on the day.
Let's talk about that character. You've got some big characters in the side, but you really galvanised together in the second half to push forward, looking for that equaliser.
Yeah, sometimes we talk about them having the spell, and first half they were the better side, and we struggled to get out. It's hard to play against when they keep turning it over, keep spinning it down the sides. They're very well drilled to second balls. They pick them up, they put it back in there. It's a very, very difficult style of play to play against, and it causes some problems. But then you look for your leaders to try and galvanise the boys and bring some positivity, and certainly in the second half there was lots of players out there that really dug in, really sort of pushed themselves out of their comfort zone and tried to leave everything out on the pitch. So as a whole, very, very proud of how they've done towards the end of the game today.
We went into half-time 1-0 down, so what was the message going into the second half and the response that you saw from your players?
Just spoke about trying to play a little bit more, 1, 2, 3 pass combos, and getting Fletch and George on the ball, and trying to play through the lines a little bit more, play around when we have to, threaten their back line, play little sliders behind, everything that we talk about and we've done for most this season. But what you've got to do is you've got to play against a style of play where they turn it over and down the sides and win second balls. When you do win it back, and how they press so aggressively, then you've got to bring quality to the game. First half we really struggled to do that, went a little bit too long, played into their hands, and we can't match them physically. So when we took that away, stripped it back, had 15 minutes to discuss with the boys at half time, you can see the difference in the second half when we got the ball down, and then moments of quality. We opened them up a couple of times, we just didn't have that final bit of quality to put the ball in the net.
And do you think today's come down to your side needing to be a little bit more crucial and critical in front of goal in those moments of chances that you did have in the second half?
Yeah, I think it goes down to that. Obviously we've got to defend the goal better when we're attacking, and then ultimately we need to, against a good side who defend well, don't concede many goals, we just got to have that extra bit of quality to open them up, and that decision making in the final third. So we fall short today, but there's so much more to be proud of.
We spoke so much in pre-match about how you were coming up against a very good Category A academy in Bristol City. Do you feel as though your team really took it to one of the best academies in the UK? Yeah,
we're away from home, we're in their stadium, arguably should be in front of more of their supporters, but I think we had more Swindon supporters here today, which was brilliant. Then challenges and variables you can't bring in the normal day-to-day Saturday fixtures, Youth Alliance League. So when we've come up against this, we have obviously been successful. Today we fall short. We'll learn from it. We'll move forward and try and keep developing everyone's individual youth journeys going forward now.
We're talking about a really young academy side that you've got, predominantly made up of 17-year-old first years as well, and there's a lot to be proud of a performance today. And I don't like to talk about it too much, but after the game you can see there's a lot of emotional faces in a team that really left everything out there today.
Yeah, we're a blend of first year, second year. So a lot of them first years now have had these experiences across this journey, then they can take into next year. So that hold them in good stead going forward. Hopefully they can help the younger 16s, 15s develop into the youth team next year, so we can go on another run. You're coming up against a team that's got 10 out of 11 under 18 second year scholars. So that physical mismatch is evident at times in certain areas of the pitch, but you can't fault our boys tonight. They give it everything. They battled, they worked hard, they competed aerially, and towards the end, just them little moments that could have gone our way on another night.
I'm sure, looking at the revamp at the start of the summer and the changes that you made to the backroom staff and the new players that you inherited, you could never have imagined that you'd have made it to the quarterfinals of the FA Youth Cup. But you must be so proud of the run that the boys have gone on and the teams that you've faced and gone up against. Yeah,
that was the big message in the change rooms at the end of the game. We have to take the positives from this Youth Cup run. One of them being how far we've got. The changes is obviously massive at the start of the year. A completely different off-pitch culture that some of the boys have had to get used to. You can see the togetherness, and that togetherness from the under-18s in the academy has had an effect on Swindon Town supporters as well. They've given up their night to turn up tonight in their numbers, and we should all be proud of our under-18s as a group and how far they've got in the FA Youth Cup.
Before we talk about the fans and how brilliant they were in supporting your academy boys, let's talk about the substitutions that you made, and obviously some players that didn't get on this evening. Is that about the part of the group being so much bigger than just the 90 minutes that the boys play, in the fact that some people don't get on, but also the people that come on did make a difference as well?
Yeah, across the journey, everybody's been involved in different games across the whole tournament. So everyone plays a part. They're all together. The character's brilliant. Everyone supports each other. Whoever's out there, whoever's not. Logan, Connor made a real impact in the game. Miles, as soon as he come on, he gets played down the side, makes a real impact in the game. On another day, if you start Miles and bring Botan on, which we've done in other fixtures, does that make a slight difference? Does it get you up the pitch? Yeah, possibly. So it's something to reflect on as coaches, and we're constantly doing that as a group of coaching staff as well. But when you do make subs and the opposition are tired, you want that impact, and we certainly got that today.
And despite not being critical enough in front of goal, there are few decisions that you think didn't go Swindon's way this evening that on another night could go your way and could give you a route back into the game.
Yes and no. I think the Fletcher one, where the ball bounces and he gets played into the box and it sort of sits up nice for him, and he will volley that in to the net. So it was a little bit disappointing with that, and then 2 moments later he gives a free kick very similar to them. So yes and no. Sometimes you earn your own luck. Today we didn't get that luck. In other games when the ball's been bouncing in the box, we've got that luck, and we've been fortunate and been successful to get through each round. So today possibly some of the things went against us, and then moments where we're in their box, they get there first, and then when we're in our box, they've got there first. So sometimes it swings and roundabouts, and it is what it is.
A performance to be proud of from your academy, but fantastic support from Swindon Town fans this evening that packed out Ashton Gate and really galvanised behind the team and gave the boys a lot of noise.
Yeah, as a Swindon Town supporter and since lifelong supporter of the club, so to see so many fans here tonight to support the under-18s, I don't think we've ever had that many supporters on a away trip to get behind our young players. It's a massive journey for the academy, it's a massive journey for them players, their families and us as staff. So just want to say thank you for coming along and supporting everybody tonight, and hopefully when you get the opportunity to get around the under-18s in the coming weeks and months and going into next season, please turn up. The boys really appreciated you being there tonight, and unfortunately we just couldn't quite get over the line.
An emphatic run in the FA Youth Cup. What have you learned about the boys in this journey? Character,
togetherness, how industrious and hard working they can be, and some real moments of quality in some of the games. Sunderland, the start, Man United, a memorable night and everyone will remember forever. Luton away, Category 3 team have won their league, so again another fantastic performance. The clean sheets and how we've defended as a team, that's developed massively as a group, and as a whole everyone as a person is developing and week in, week out. So that's all we can ask of them really, and it's our job as coaching staff to make sure that we work with them week in, week out, and we'll do the same when we turn up next Monday, make sure we get smiles on their faces and continue their youth development journey.
And lastly, despite your exit from the FA Youth Cup, there's plenty more football for your side to play, plenty more development for your young academy players to get, and Merit League 1 is just around the corner.
Yeah, we'll look forward forward to the next game after the boys have had time to digest this and all the emotions and disappointment that they're having to deal with across the weekend. And as soon as they're back in next week, we'll look to the next game. We'll speak to every player. What do they want to get out of the rest of the season and their journeys? And I'm sure that'll involve some first team training and some movement across because of how close we are as a club together. And we'll try and do everything we can for every individual.